This clip was taken from the series Asking for a Friend, What We All Think But Think We Shouldn't. The entire series can be found at fromthefray.com/asking.
So I concluded that the dead are better off than the living. But most fortunate of all are those who are not yet born, for they have not seen all the evil that is done under the sun. All right. As we read Ecclesiastes together, one of the things I want you to look for and notice and pay attention to is what Solomon is not saying. I want you to see just as much what he doesn't say as you do what he does say. Because there are many things, many issues that Solomon has with God that are not resolved. I'll just tell you now, I've read the end of the book. He doesn't resolve a lot of these issues. He doesn't give answers. He doesn't give solutions. There are many things he just leaves it alone. He doesn't solve it. This is one of those things. What Solomon had to say here about all of the lonely people who were oppressed and they're victims of the powerful people. What does Solomon say about those people? Yeah, I saw them. They're better off having never been born. And then he just goes on. He just keeps going on to another topic. Solomon doesn't try to solve it, doesn't try to resolve it. So if you read that and you think, well, that doesn't solve anything, I would agree with you. I would say, yeah, it doesn't. In fact, I don't understand either. I don't understand why the bad people always seem to have more power than the good people. And here's one of my issues with God. If this sermon series is about saying out loud the things that we think, but we think we shouldn't think, here's one of the things I think. God is not obligated to make sense to me. And that bothers me. God is under no obligation to make sense to me. He doesn't have to explain himself sometimes. And so sometimes he just doesn't. He's comfortable with me not understanding why he does or doesn't do some things down here. And it probably annoys me just as much as it annoys my kids when they ask me a why question and I simply say, because I said so. And just leave it at that. What I hope you can see is that Ecclesiastes, a book about issues with God, written by the smartest man who ever lived, Ecclesiastes is more concerned with survival than solutions. It's written for people who are just trying to make it every day. Sure, I would love to have answers to why bad things happen and why the people with all the power always seem to be the evil, wicked people, and why we have things like cats and boy bands and all these bad things in the world. I would love to understand all that stuff. But even more than that, I'm just trying to make it to Tuesday. I got enough issues in my own life, enough problems that I'm causing to other people that I hope I can put one foot in front of the other one day at a time and cause as little pain as possible to the people who are in my life. Ecclesiastes is a book written to help us just make it every day. So whether you and I agree with verses 2 and 3, or whether we understand verses 2 and 3, that the oppressed are better off having never been born, whether we agree doesn't matter because it doesn't apply to us. You and I have been born. We are down here on earth. And what we have to do is survive.